What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement is still moving. Subscriber that trying. You see the thumbnail, right? Um, Generation exit. There, there's a generational divide where you have, say, baby boomers, Generation X, Gen Z, I guess, a Gen Alpha, and what used to work for one generation does not work for another. So basically, what I'm saying is you have generations who look at the generation prior to them and say, look, I'm going to exit that ideology. I know how you grew up. You grew up a certain way. Y'all have certain codes and standards and ethics and things that you stand by that solidify a person as an adult, man or woman. But this is a new day. It's a new time. It's a new era. And what you was talking don't work. And then you got, an older generation like, we did so much. We paved the way. And maybe they did. But the younger generation is going to ask the question, well, okay, so if you paved the way, why does it look like I'm blazing a new trail? How come I can't just walk down this path that you paved already? How come we got an issue right here? And there's no answer to that. And the problem with that is there's no answer to that. Because now you get this pontificating. Well, we tried hard and da-da-da-da-da. But unfortunately, when people look back at history, they don't see the adversities and the subtle changes and the big changes. All they see is the entertainment factor. So they might see people either partying or being hypocritical, or people doing something that they thought was the right thing. And 10, 20, 30, 40 years later, it didn't work out the right way. So you got to take credit for paving the way. But the way led into a disastrous ending. So you got generation exit. Like, you know what? You created this situation, you're going to stay there. I'm not going to be in here with you. And then, sometimes we play this game where the next generation, the younger generation, the younger folks, they're going to pick up the torch and finish where we left off. And it's like, no, I don't like where you left off. I really don't. I don't like how you ended this situation. This looks like unfinished business to me. And for some odd reason, it is, and you start thinking about, well, you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And it's like, in what world? Because in the world that I'm living in, you made my life harder. Your generation didn't make my life easier. They made my life harder. But then there comes a point where even that generation has asked, how did I make your life harder? How do you even know? And sometimes, and that's the difference, this is an issue dealing with older to younger, is the assumption of adversity. Like, ooh, I didn't go through half the stuff the older generations went through, but because I'm going through something that they would consider minute, they didn't do anything. And it's like, And then you got sometimes the older generation, like, they'll do the generational exit. Like, listen, hey, this is the way y'all want to go, cool. Hope it works out for you. And then when that doesn't work out, like, because younger generation blaze their own trail, and then when they hit the bumps in the road with that, they go back to the older. Well, you didn't plan for me to, go trailblaze my own way, and I got hit in the head with a brick, and this is your fault. Because if you would have told me if I'd have went this way, that I would have got hit, I would have known not to do that. But you don't know nothing. It's like, well, I can only tell you the path I've been down. I can't tell you about the path you just took. That was completely different. You chose to take a different route, so you'll have a different situation and a different outcome. So How is that my fault? You know, and you got people tripping about that, and even the generational narratives are different. You know, narratives become a bit like in the 60s it was like this, and the 70s was like this, and the 80s is like this, and the 90s is like this, the 2000s is like this, 2010s is like this, now 2020s is like this. So now you got all these different narratives and people exiting, you know, away from what they consider the negative narrative. And at the same time, you know, ironically, even though people exit the negative narratives, they'll still hold on to the positive ones. Like, you know, like the generation, y'all did this bad, but they did this good. But all of a sudden, now you want to do what they've done then, but still not give them credit. And then they exit on you like, look, man, since you're not paying, since you're not even gonna say where you got this from, I'm gonna let you figure it out. You know, and for me, you know, a lot of this is the culmination of you keep seeing people every year. I can't believe this happened. It's 2022. You know, it was 2021. It's 2020. It's 2019. It's 2000. See, you exited. You exited. And you had no common sense to know how this is going to pan out. And people who've been down this road already know, I don't know why you keep saying that. The year changed, the people didn't. You know, life didn't change, the year did. But that's just my thoughts on that one. Hope you understand where I'm coming from. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Peace.